this is something I find to be really dark and sinister, is the way that they are slowly being murdered by their friends. Like there's this
friends, again, air quotes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And also trying to meet the expectation of being this person that they created. There's this awful negative support system. Like I went to see Elliott Smith perform live, and this was, apparently he cleaned himself up before his suicide. But
that happens a lot.
This was before he cleaned himself up. And so he came out to perform, and he couldn't stand up. He had to have a chair because he couldn't stand up. So he's sitting in a chair. He's having a real hard time putting sentences together. But every time he stumbled or every time he did something that was clearly a drug-related fuck-up, the audience would cheer, like, yeah, he's dying. Look, he's really dying right here in front of us. And that, it was just chilling because it's like, oh, this is sacrifice. We're watching human sacrifice happen here.
Absolutely. Human sacrifice is alive and well, dude. Have we ever talked about this?
No.
I believe that's a deep. We don't like to look at it, but I think that's still a deeply human impulse. I think look at the one that galvanized the whole world, the guy on the cross.
Yeah.
We don't have to kill anymore because we got that guy.
No.
That guy's dead.
Yeah.
We killed that one.
Yeah.
We're all good now. We're all together looking at him.
Right.
It's really a thing where it galvanizes people together, and I think it regulates our aggression against one another by focusing on one. Right?
And
that one, we throw them off the volcano, we tear their heart out up on the temple, whatever we got to do.
We catch them at the airport with their kids when they're tired and film them in an awful state.
I think it's the same exact thing. I think you're absolutely right. I think that's the same phenomenon. I think that's what we do. We create them first. We create the celebrity. We rise them up amongst us, and then we fucking tear them down.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
crazy,
scary,
right?
huh?
I don't know that it's scary. I guess when I first came upon it, I was scared, but I think we have to kind of take a good hard look at it because it's definitely in us, and it's in us more. I wanted to write a whole chapter on this in my narcissism book, but the publisher wouldn't let me because it's a little heady. But I think the more narcissistic we are, the more injured we are in childhood, the more unregulated aggression, the more we have these kinds of primitive impulses, and the more we head towards those kinds of sacrifices. I mean, I think whenever kids are traumatized, this is the direction it goes. Pre-revolutionary France, Aztecs, where it really gets big.
Wow.
That's where you find this kind of stuff.
I wish you put the chapter in your book. I'll tell you something I heard that's really creepy. I didn't look it up to make sure it's true or not, but somebody told me that if football became illegal and it stopped happening on TV, then all of network television would fall apart because that's where the majority of their money comes from.
Yes,
it's from football.
That's true.
So
I don't know the majority of the money, but the viewers, lots of viewers come there.
Come from football.
Yeah.
So when you consider that football takes young athletic men
absolutely.
and gives them brain damage, then
by violently colliding with one another,
then you see that the roots of network television are growing out of retarded athletes.
Careful.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm sorry to use that term. I don't know what the right term is. Mentally disabled
brain-injured athletes.
Forgive me for saying retarded. Yeah. I don't mean that in the.
You mean brain-injured athletes?
Forgive. I know that's I know that is an antiquated term. So forgive me for saying. But brain-injured athletes who are, I don't remember his name, but the one who shot himself in the heart. Remember that, so that they could look at his brain.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
So if that is not child sacrifice, I don't know what is. We get them like muscular, we get them in shape, we give them the best food.
It's so funny you would put that element in. Isn't it weird that whenever human sacrifice emerges in a population, it's always the brightest and best that get sacrificed.
Yeah.
We take the virgin. We take the super muscular male. We feed him to the god. We take the intellectuals. We chop their heads off. I mean, why the best? Why do we have to go for the best?
Yeah.
And sacrifice them. It's such a weird, from an evolutionary perspective, I try to understand what the hell? Why would we have evolved that?
Well, maybe because just really throwing shit at the wall here.
That's all we're doing.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. But it seems like, okay, so if we kill the greatest member of the tribe, that creates a vacuum where somebody
For our
else,
kids.
yeah, for someone else is going to have to become that
kids.
great. Yeah.
Because we want our genes to go forward.
Yeah, that's it. So clear it out, let
yeah.
somebody else, and maybe that the next person will get even more powerful and better, and the next person will get more powerful and better. But